Hi everyone, good evening. If you're in Nigeria, at least it's 4 p.m. here. It's so nice to be here, so nice to host this workshop. My name is Olamide Makinde and I'm a program associate here at Shikoda Africa. I understand that we have people from both the Academy program and the Glory Google program. So you can take this time to talk about yourself in the comments, connect with your fellow scholars, say your name, say your country, say your track, and which program you're in. I see Nancy Harriet in the comments. Hi, Nancy. Great to see you here. I see Chioma. Okay, so I need more responses so we can start. I see Kende Grace. I see Ayomide. Oh, and I also see a couple of comments saying that there was nothing playing. So we apologize for starting late. We're here now. We had a bit of, technical issues. I see Ngozi from Nigeria. Hi, Ngozi. So the instruction is to share your name, your country, your track, and your program. So I'm just saying hi, Queens. Hi, Chisom. Hi, Moses. Okay, your name is Etta. Hi, Zimbini. Hi, Imole from Nigeria. Okay, so while we're doing that, I would just talk a bit about first the workshop and then our facilitator for today. So today's workshop has been tagged building your career portfolio, all you need to know. So outside of the program you're doing at Shikoda Africa, outside of the Broadway Google program, outside of the academy program, we want you to be employable, we want you to be marketable. We want to prepare you for the life outside of this program, knowing that we have equipped you, or that now you're equipped with the skills you need to thrive, but you also need to be able to, what's it called, get into the room. So what gets you into the room? Your portfolio, your CV, personal branding, and all of that stuff, right? And that's part of why we have organized this workshop. I can see people from the program project management track, data analytics. Okay, Nancy, congratulations. I see you've completed your cycle. Digital marketing and e-commerce. Okay, great, great. So remember to, first of all, what's it called? Share pictures of this workshop. Share your learnings on social media as we go ahead using your program hashtag. And we have a few workshop guidelines. If you're currently maybe outside in a place where you can't really listen, so you can't get so much if you're not paying attention throughout the program. So ensure that you are not distracted. Ensure that you have a stable network. I know that sometimes it's out of your control, right? But try as much as possible to stay connected. When you're disconnected, or if you're disconnected, just try to rejoin, because it's going to be an interactive workshop. Try to share your thoughts, share your comments, share your questions, especially in the comment section, and we'll be right here to answer. As we all know, in every essay program, we are to stay respectful. So even if someone says something you don't agree with in the comments, you should, what's it called, still be respectful. Yeah. Talk to people with grace, talk to people kindly. Uh, Next step, I'm going to be talking a bit about our guest facilitator for today. So Ida is a passionate software engineer and community manager. She has a strong background in computer engineering. She is driven by a desire to leverage technology for positive change and possesses a diverse technical skill set. She's a strong open source advocate, and beyond coding, you'd see her building communities or sharing knowledge, fostering a culture of knowledge sharing. And there is no better person to lead these workshops today. We are excited and truly honored to have her do this. Very quickly, the guidelines for this workshop, like I said, be connected. If you have any questions, please drop in comments and and we'll be sure to respond. So, Ida, if you're here, it's time for you to come up stage.
Okay.
Okay, great. Hi, Ida.
Just give me a second, let my slides load. All right. Hi everyone, I'm Ida Delphine. I'm a software engineer and community manager from Cameroon, and I'm very excited to be here to give you a workshop about um, building your career portfolio. Because as someone who is actively seeking for opportunities, it's very important that you have something like a portfolio so that you can like drop it in your applications or just share it when you like attend events, meet people, and when people go searching for you. So I'm really excited to have this workshop, and I just wanted to like mention something. Like I've been part of the She Code Africa community for like 4 years, and it's really incredible, like the growth. Because I remember the time when I like joined the community, there weren't up to 10K members, like there were around 4,000 or 8,000, I don't remember. But right now they are like over 50,000. So that's really amazing. And it's such an honor to be here to like facilitate this workshop, because I am also someone who is very passionate about the representation of women in technology, women thriving in tech and stuff. So I'm really excited to be here, and I really hope you find this session quite insightful. And also, just before I start, I will say that share any questions you have. Please drop it in the comments, because my session is going to be divided in two parts. The first part is just going to be like you understanding what the portfolio is about, and the second part is going to be more practical. So if you have your please, I also advise you have your computers around so that we can like work together. You sign up to the accounts needed and stuff. So yeah, the first part, understanding a portfolio. Why do you need a portfolio? What is a portfolio in the first place? So a portfolio is basically like a collection of all your work, your skills and experiences. And it's often interchanged with a resume, which a resume is pretty much like a resume is about like your qualifications, right? Like your school, like your experience, why are you qualified for this role. But a portfolio is more about what you have done, like it backs up why you are qualified for the role. And it's like it's more broad, right? Because with a resume, often if you've like applied for like many opportunities, you really see that there's usually like a limit to like what you can put in your resume. Sometimes they recommend just one page, it shouldn't exceed one page, or if they have tried, they'll be like it should not exceed 2 pages. But with portfolio, you can go like above and beyond. You can like really sell yourself with your portfolio. You can really like describe everything about you, talk about all your works. Like let's say someone like me, I'm a software engineer and community manager, but because I'm like in two different areas in my resume, I have two resumes actually. I have one for community and I have one for software engineering, because I cannot like put everything into like one resume. But with portfolio, I can like talk a lot about what I've done, right? Like I can talk about me being a community. It depends on how I organize my work. Just like I have two resumes, I can also have two portfolios. But with portfolio, you can really tell more about you, right? Like, let's say also, I mean, I'm a software engineer, right? But I'm also very passionate about open source. So in my portfolio, right, I could talk about the open source projects I've worked on, because remember, your portfolio is really about your experiences, your projects, keywords, project, what you've done. Remember, it backs up those skills that you mentioned in your resume. So in your portfolio, there should be like a couple of projects you've worked on to like prove the skills that you claim you have, right? It's like evidence of like the skills you have. So it's very important you have a portfolio. Even if you don't have projects, right? If you don't have projects, work on projects so that you can include in your portfolio, because that's very important. Like, I feel like that's just like evidence that you have the skills you claim you have. And if you're an engineer, I mean, that's really a project of its own, just your portfolio. So before I go to the next slide, it's also a way to tell your professional story. Yeah, I already mentioned that. So we'll just go quickly on the differences between a resume and a portfolio, because people often confuse them. So with a resume, it highlights your qualifications of a specific job, right? Like your education, maybe you have a bachelor's, your experience, you've done internships here and there. But with a portfolio, it showcases your like skills and experiences across various projects, right? So your portfolio is more project specific. And for people who don't if you've worked on projects, right? If you've worked on, like, for example, many like several people who are students, let me go to students. There are several students who don't really have work experience. Maybe they have not done internships and stuff. So they usually put projects in their resume, which is fine. But just in case you have your resume and you've had many internships, you've worked at many places, and you don't have space to like include the projects, a portfolio is a great place to like showcase more of what you've done, right? So we highly recommend like that you have a portfolio specifically to show your projects, like show your projects and skills and ways to contact you, social links and stuff like that. Resume, you focus on your education and work experience. Portfolio, your work samples. Also on your portfolio, in as much as you like include links to your projects or you describe your projects, there are some people's portfolios where inside like the portfolio website you can like have a demo. Like, let's say you build a website or a game, you can like include a demo. Like maybe it's like just a URL, right? In that domain name, you could like just include like a demo so that anybody visiting your portfolio could like try it and experience it and stuff. Also, your resume is usually 1 to 2 pages long. It's very limited. So there's really not much about you can tell in your resume. Like me, I'm really passionate about open source, but there's really not lot that is very open source in my resume. But in my portfolio, I could really go above and beyond to talk about the open source projects I've contributed in. Like, really, there's really no special formula. It's just really about the things you're passionate about and the way you organize like your portfolio and how you put yourself out there. Yeah. And also with resume, there's a format. Like, you have to have your summary, you have to have work experience, you have to have education, you have to have this, like, you have to follow like a certain format. Else, maybe even like the applicant tracking software will not even be able to like, nowadays, right? They like evaluate people, they use AI to like filter people and stuff. So you have to follow that format so that they are going to be able to like, so there's really not a lot you can include because you don't really don't want to confuse people about you, right? So you have to follow that format. But with a portfolio, that's where you like you really you let your creativity shine, right? You like tell your story differently. Like, you have more control with your portfolio. So I'm not saying portfolio is better than resume or resume is better than portfolio. All I'm saying is that you should have both, right? You should enjoy the best of both worlds. In your resume, include a link to your portfolio. In your portfolio, there should be a link to your resume, or they should be able to download your resume through your portfolio. Very important. So if you can have the two as fast as possible, that's going to be great. If you can start working on projects so that you can include in your portfolio, that would be awesome. So that when you're applying for jobs, you have the evidence that there is evidence, right? To prove that you have the skills you claim to have, or to prove that you're qualified for the job or whatever opportunity you are trying to apply for. So yeah, why should you really build a portfolio? grab attention and showcase your skills. Like just the design of your portfolio, just from like your story, right? It's going to tell a lot. Like just like building the portfolio, right? Putting your skills out there is going to tell a lot about you. You demonstrate your technical abilities through your real world projects. Remember, the portfolio is really about, it's mostly about your projects, like your portfolio of projects. So that's where you really like demonstrate your technical abilities by showcasing like the projects you've worked on. And it's really advisable you worked on like real world projects or projects that create impact. That way you'll be able to stand out, right? Because let me say, someone who builds an application, because like let me just use an example. When I was like in the second year of the university, I worked on an application with my friends for like the GTSC solution challenge. So we built an application to help people find clean water in our community because we had like a water crisis. So we built an application to help people find clean water. So imagine an application like that, and let's say someone who builds a blog, right, a blog app. Which of them do you feel will be more impressive? Which of them do you feel you can have a conversation with, like a recruiter, or like when somebody walks into your portfolio website, right? They see like you've worked on impactful projects, and if they are comparing it to someone else who like just build generic websites, like a generic e-commerce application or a generic blog website. So it's really important you work on real world projects so that you can have a story to tell. Like if they are going through your portfolio, somebody can, like the recruiter, like during an interview, you can actually have a conversation about the story behind it and things will just flow naturally. So try to stand out in your projects in as much as you are trying to build projects to include to your portfolio. It's really important that you work on impactful projects, and there are so many hackathons that they're always going on. So you could team up with your friends, and you could like that. I mean, there are people here that are software engineers, right? There are software engineers, people in different tracks. Designers can design, people exchange. Designers design something. People in the software engineering track can take those designs and build it. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. At the end of the day, your friend is going to have each and every one of you are going to have like projects like in your portfolio. So I'll really also advise like you try to help one another so that, I mean, you should grow together, right? Um, it also increases your chances of landing interviews and job offers. Like I already initially said, especially if you work on impactful projects, especially. And also, like if you Google your name and you have a portfolio website, there's a high probability that if somebody Googles you, you are going to be found easily. And if you have an about me page, it's going to be easy for people to like know more about you. So that's a nice plus. So you can also build your portfolio website so that just in case someone Googles you or someone is trying to find you, they're easily going to find you. So we've talked about why you should build your portfolio. So now we are going to talk about the right platform for you to choose to build your portfolio. And there are so many things you have to consider when you want to build your portfolio. You have to think about your skills, your budget, your format, and you really have to also think about what you want to include in your portfolio, right? It's only you that knows yourself, but there are some standard things that you have to include. We are going to talk about them later, but these are things you have to think about. So if you are someone who is like on a budget and you cannot afford buying a domain name and paying for hosting and stuff, there are obviously alternatives. There are obviously like free hosting platforms you can use that you don't have to spend. And if you don't have the skills, right, like maybe you're not a developer, you don't know how to code, you don't know HTML, you don't know CSS, you don't know React, you don't know any of that, right? There are also tools you can use, right? Even if you don't have the coding experience. If you are like a designer who doesn't know how to code as well, there are tools you can use. And we are going to actually use Notion. It's a no-code tool that you can use to like build your portfolio website. I initially knew Notion just like to take down notes. So it was also really interesting to later in my career find out like you can actually use Notion to like build your portfolio website. And also there are other free platforms like GitHub pages. You can use the free domain name GitHub offers for people who want to host like static web pages. And there is also Frema, which is very popular among designers. I've seen many of my design friends use Framer, where they can just like create a design on Figma, and they create a design on Figma, and somehow they're able to like just transform it into a website. And Framer offers them like a domain name for that. I really don't know how that one works. But if you're a designer and you might want to explore, you should really explore that. That way you really have control over like like it's for designers. So you can actually like come up with your design, and then it just does the rest for you. So if you're a designer, you can check that out. And by the way, I don't know, are there people here who have portfolio websites? It's going to be nice if you like, you can like comment if you have one. And if you're looking forward to building one, you can also like comment. I'm hoping everybody here is looking forward to building one if they don't have one. So yeah, that should not be an issue. So in this workshop, we are going to explore building a no-code portfolio with Notion. So I'll advise that you create an account on Notion, notion.so. Yes, I advise you can, if you can create an account now, that's going to be great. And if there is time, we might just like run through how to like set up GitHub pages very quickly. So you, if you are not on GitHub, create a GitHub account. If you're on GitHub, just try to log in so that when it's time, we can just be fast and we can like work together. So yeah, just some tips to like build a portfolio. Make sure you update it, because your life changes, right? Opportunities come and go. So it's very important. Like, I mean, opportunities will obviously come. You could get a new job. So always remember to go back to your portfolio and like update it, and make sure like, oh, like I said, right? You can choose to have two portfolios. You can have one if you're like doing like that. Designers are also like web developers, so you can have a design portfolio and a web portfolio. But if you're trying to put everything together, make sure that you order it. Like, it's really about how you organize things. Like I said, there's really no formula. It's really about how you organize things and tell your story. But make sure that if somebody visits your portfolio, they should not be confused, right? And know that when you're submitting a link to your portfolio, or you're sharing your link to your portfolio, it should not like backfire because you do not do things well. So if possible, get people to like proofread, like the last point suggests, like people should proofread and make sure that it makes sense, and ensure it's clean, professional, user friendly. Very, very important. If I'm visiting your portfolio, I should want to know more about you, like just by seeing the first page. It should be very catchy. So pay attention to that. So now we are going to talk about building a winning structure. And the first thing that is very important, when you want, in fact, I'm sure about me, everybody has it. Everybody should have an about me. Like, you don't even have to think about it. The rest you can start thinking, but about me is very important, because that's what is going to draw people to you. If someone even Googles your name, and maybe now with generative AI, where they can just, you can just easily crawl the web and 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 like grabs information about you from the web. It's probably going to grab information about you like from your about me page, or wherever you decide to put your about me. So it's very important that you have a great and compelling about me page. And I'm going to like just give everybody a little task to like just yeah, to like write an about me about yourself. I mean, more like an about you, not about me. I already have mine, but you should write an about you. And in your about me, say about you, about me. In your about me, you should like introduce yourself. These are just some hints, right? You should introduce yourself. You should highlight your skills and experience, and you should like show your passion. Yes. And you can also like add some personal touches in your about me, maybe like to grab interest or to be funny or whatever. You can add a fun fact or whatever. But also with about me, sometimes you can have two. You can have a very short version, right? That is like a bio, and you can have a longer version. Like my portfolio website is currently down because of domain name issues and stuff. But my portfolio website, I had a page, a different page for my about me, where it was really lots about me, like so much about me. And I had a very short version of it, like it just even served as my bio. Like if someone asks for my bio, I would just go there, copy it and paste it. So it's nice to have that short one. You could just like, when somebody opens your page and they see that short version of the about me, you could just like grab their interest, and they just like, from that short text, you can like tell a lot about you. And now if they're interested now in going through your entire web page, they can really get more details about you. So by the way, write down about me, drop it in the comments. So yeah, back to building a winning structure. Projects very important. So you could have like, let's say you've worked on 3 apps or whatever you've worked on. You should have a link. You should have like maybe a screenshot of like the homepage or whatever. I'm talking to devs. You can have a link to like the repo on GitHub, and you can have like the link to the repo and also a demo. If you have a demo, that's going to even be great. That way, I don't have to go to like if I'm not a developer, I don't have to go and run your code or all of that. I could just like play around your application. On your portfolio, you can highlight very important. You should also highlight your skills and experience. It's like an extent. I like to see portfolios like even though it's more about like your projects, but also like about an extended version of your resume. So, in as much as in your resume, your skills and experience are there, in your portfolio, you can go into detail about your skills and your experience and stuff. I mean, it's your website, nobody's like holding you. All you need to do is just to send a link to whoever is asking. That's the cool thing about your portfolio. And if you're like someone into freelance work and stuff, right? Someone that you're doing freelance work, you could like people you have worked for, right? You could ask them for like testimonials and you can include it in your portfolio website to like make you more credible. But many people lie about that. So I don't know if people actually believe those testimonials, but it doesn't hurt. Like, I mean, it really doesn't hurt to include that. And contact information, very important. Contact information like an email, anybody can reach you, your social, like if you are on LinkedIn, put your LinkedIn, your GitHub. If you're a designer, you can include even your like Behance, right? I really don't know much about this. Yeah, there is Behance. You can have a Behance portfolio where it's like you upload all your design work and stuff. And there are many other platforms for designers to like showcase their work. So like for me personally, and based on what I've seen, these are like the 5 basic parts of like a great portfolio website. There is so much you can include. Like I said, there's really no formula. It's really about how you like organize things. So I'll just go very fast here. Universal best practices. Make sure it's user friendly, please. It's responsive. I should be able to use it on my phone, right? I should be able to view it and it should look beautiful on my phone, my laptop, my tablet, because you really don't know who is watching. You really don't know from which angle the person got your link from. And you want to make sure your website looks good. You want to make sure it's not weird on a phone because again, you really never know, right? And your portfolio website reflects you. You want to make a very good first. You want to have a very good, strong first, a good first impression. Yes, that's it. A good first impression. You want to make sure, like, when I visit your website, it should look good. I should want to see more about it, and again, showcase your work, your projects. So for a designer, this is what I'm going to suggest. Should be very visually appealing. That's where you show your design skills. Like you make sure that it's awesome design wise because you probably be applying for a design role, right? Or you someone wants to hire you for design work, so they should come to your website and be like mind blown. So your website, you really focus a lot about the design and be very creative, right? Also include case studies. I think designers do stuff like this. You can include that links. You can also include links to like the design work you've done, or maybe the live projects that you've done. I did not include that here, but you can also include links to the live projects you've done, so that they can like go and see those things. And for project managers, you should highlight your organizational skills. They should be well structured, showcase examples of like project timeline, team management strategies, and other things you've done, and also include testimonials. I think this one is going to be very important from satisfied clients, especially if these clients are like, let's say, popular or very credible or certain kind of people. If you work with like big clients, it'll be really nice to include their testimonials. Software engineer, very important for you to demonstrate your technical skills with your code samples, links to demo, and stuff like that. And also, I forgot to mention this, but in some people's portfolio website, they have a blog where they write technical post about technical stuff. They post technical stuff. So even just having a blog on your website where you post technical stuff right? Like tutorials or just general knowledge, like for people to learn. That's a nice way to showcase your skills, because if you don't know, you'll not be able to write it down, right? So you could also consider including a blog in your portfolio website. Though it's optional, but I think it's really great, and it's also a very nice way for you to learn, because there is so much you will not know until you try to like pass down the knowledge and you realize you have to go and like fill in certain gaps so that you'll be able to convey the message better. So like that's like my 2 cents. So now I'm going to take questions. Let me just check the comments. Okay, Elizabeth, I've never thought of making a portfolio for myself. I think my version for this is currently my LinkedIn, but you can't really exactly. That's why it's very important you have a portfolio, because there's really not a lot you can write on LinkedIn, right? There's really not a lot you can write on LinkedIn. So yeah, it's really important you have a portfolio. And again, on your portfolio, there will be a link to your LinkedIn. And it really doesn't hurt to just have one. Let me see. I'm not even seeing like about me. Like I said, people should write like an about me, and I've not seen them. That's what I'm even looking for. Okay.
So, Ida, we have a question from Lucky saying that would you advise people to self host their portfolio?
Would I advise people to what?
Self host their portfolio.
Very, oh yes, you can. It's even cooler because you have more power. Like my portfolio, which is currently down, I self-hosted it and I had more control over it. Like, yeah, there is more control over it. So yes, you if you can self-host it, great. But if you like don't have the budget for it, you can go for other alternatives. Yes, so we'll even highly recommend that if you can.
Okay. Someone is asking if it's possible to get an online job opportunity for cybersecurity specialists.
So cybersecurity is not my area or it's not my expertise, but there are many people who get online opportunities. There are people that is cybersecurity exams people take, and I hear when you take it, like your chances of getting cybersecurity job like skyrocket. So if you're a cybersecurity enthusiast or looking forward to like building a career in cybersecurity, I'm going to like highly recommend you take some of these certifications. And also you should network with other people in cybersecurity, attend cybersecurity events, um, go on LinkedIn, right, and search for people who are like in the field of cybersecurity, so that networking is also very important in your field. In as much as you're building your portfolio, you should know people that you could like send them your portfolio, right? You can go on LinkedIn and DM some of these people. Maybe they're working a company you're interested in, or you could like want a job or something, and you can like share your portfolio with them. And so yeah, it's very possible you get an online job in cybersecurity. I think I even saw something here when I was like trying to get information on how you should like build your portfolio for like a designer and software engineer. I saw cybersecurity. So for a cybersecurity analyst, you should like focus on like understanding like security threats and vulnerabilities. You should like use case studies to illustrate how you've identified them and mitigated security risk and in past projects, and again highlight those certifications and relevant industry experience. Very important. So I'll just say like as a first
Thank
step
you
you
so
should, yeah, as a first step try to get those certifications if you can. I know they're very expensive, but if you can't, you can like network with people who are in the field of cybersecurity, ask them questions on how to get started, attend events so that you meet more people. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so
Thank you
to
so
repeat
much,
that,
Ida. I think adding to what she has said, I think you can ask your cybersecurity question on the SCA channel so that more people can help guide you in that path. So we have another question from Lucky's asking if recruiters prefer a live demo or a link to the actual project.
Um, that one is tricky, but I would say you should just have both, right? You should have both. But I could also suggest that especially if it's like an engineering role, you should have the link to like your GitHub, not like the live project, because on your GitHub page, right, you could include a link to like the live. Just like on the live version of it, you could include a link to your GitHub. But ideally, if you are like going for like an engineering role, like a development role, it makes more sense to send your GitHub so that they can like see your skills. I think that's like more ideal unless they ask for like your live demo. But if they say link to your project, it's probably your GitHub.
Okay, thank you so much, Ida. Lucky again. Lucky is very active. Is asking when working on a resume, is it more important to make sure it's ATS friendly or aesthetically pleasing?
It's much important it's ATS friendly. Forget about aesthetics. Make sure that if they pass it through, and I think if there are test ATS trackers online, or that even already made templates for resumes that you are going don't even bother yourself if you're not even sure that as you're building this your resume, it's going to be able to pass through the ATS tracker easy. Don't If you cannot build it, use a template that you are going to be sure that if it passes through the ATS tracker, you will not have any issues. You can check out templates on Overleaf, and even Google Docs has a resume template, so you could like just use it. So don't stress yourself too much about aesthetics. If you want aesthetics, go to your portfolio, but make sure that at the end of the day, your portfolio like conveys the information it's supposed to convey.
Okay, thank you so much. Um, Nancy is asking, can you have your portfolio in different places? And should you link all of them on your resume or just choose what you've done that you feel will be relevant to the company you're applying for?
Can you have your portfolio in different places? Different places in what sense? As for linking it to your resume, very important, especially if in your portfolio is related to what you're applying for, right? Or it's related to like your skills or whatever information about you your resume is passing. But I'm not really sure about what it means to like have your portfolio in different places. Like kind how like I don't know
Yeah,
if you
maybe
can like
hosted on different platforms. Maybe hosted on
oh.
different platforms.
Well, I wouldn't advise that. I really wouldn't advise that because it's almost like plagiarizing, right? Like maybe let's say Google, when it's trying to rank pages, it might look at the first one as the legitimate one and the previous ones that were hosted. I mean the later ones that were hosted will be like plagiarized. So if you can just have like one link to like your portfolio website, that's going to be great, especially if you wanted to like have multiple versions of it hosted in different places and it's exactly the same thing. So if it's exactly the same thing, I advise like there's really no point. Just have one link, like when they search you, there will be that authentic link. Like for me, I have a username that is very consistent. Like my username for my portfolio website is the same as my Twitter username, is the same as my LinkedIn username. Like if you want to find me, you can just search me using that username. So having variants of your portfolio, like it's part of your personal branding. That's what I would say. So try to be organized, try to be very consistent. That's the word. Be very consistent, right? So that's what I'm going to say. So yeah.
Okay, thanks. Mercy is asking if you can show what an about me section should look like. Do you have
Um
something like that?
my portfolio is not here, but I just like today I just wrote an about me, like just practicing. So I could just like show you this short version of my about me. Um Let me just quickly join the chat. Wait,
Okay. Is it something you can pull up now, or should we show it after the break?
I can pull it up now.
Okay, or you can also send it to Shaya and she'll paste it in the chat so we
Okay.
can take other questions.
All right, no
All right.
problem.
Um, okay, so Elizabeth is asking what a portfolio for a project manager would look like.
About that, I honestly wouldn't know. Like, I'm not like a project manager, but all I'm just going to say is like, you can just do some research. You could find templates because even as a software engineer, I'm not a designer. So if I want a very quick portfolio, I could just look for templates, right, and get an idea of how it should look like. But if you're like a project manager or a data analyst, right, you could like do research on like different project managers and how like their portfolios look like. But I don't think it should be like very different from how like a software engineer's own is going to look like. It should not be like be very different.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's thank you, Ida. I think that response also answers Chisom asking for points for IT support and what to include. So, like Ida said,
Yeah.
might be good to check other people who have such similar roles and how they do theirs. Okay. Lucky is asking that a lot of people say you need to have 5 projects on your portfolio. What's your take on this? What's the best number to have before it feels too crowded? And just a follow up to that, if you could answer what to include and what to take out of your portfolio, that would be great.
Wow. Ideally for me, like minimum, right, you should have 3 projects and maximum 5 or 6, like it actually makes sense. You could have more, but I would just say focus on like quality, like your most quality projects that like you have a very nice story to tell. Like also projects where if they're like you should go on, like let's say it's during an interview and they they have gone through your portfolio, they have seen like all your cool projects you've worked on, and they are like, okay, let's go to your code base and you explain what's going on. So make sure that it's also projects where if they just like surprise you, right, to explain like the code or how you came about it and stuff, you're not going to fumble. So I would say go for your most quality projects where you are very confident about. But I would say minimum 3, maximum 6. Though you can like include more, but if it's not like good enough, why should you like include it? So if you have like even 20 good projects, you can still include it. I mean, nobody is going to beat you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ida. I'm trying to see if we have any more questions. Okay. I don't think we have any more questions right now. So I'm going to. Okay, so we're going to take a break before the second part of the workshop. But before that, just to get everybody active again, give people time to get water, get a drink. I'll be bringing up trust. Trust, if you're here, this is the time to come up stage just to do a bit of icebreaker, and we'll be right back.
Um, Hello, ladies. How is the second thing? I've seen a lot of questions. Soon I have been learning the back end. And to be honest, it has been absolutely fun. Um, I'd say I've actually tried building a portfolio report for myself, but I've learned a whole lot from this session as we have gone through it. Okay, so we're just going to be taking the icebreaker. And yeah, hi everyone. I can see Messi saying welcome, Trust. Thank you very much. So this icebreaker is going to be kind of like trying to touch on what we have learned and also getting to also know you in the All right. So the first question is going to be I'd like you to share two things you learned from this session, just like this last session, two things you learned. Um, it could be something you have not heard before, or something you just recently learned. So just share two things you have learned from this session and how would you apply it to your career growth. Okay. Just to confirm, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you. Uh, all right. So, ladies, I would like to be seeing your comments in the session. Just so we are in the same on the same page. You can just drop an emoji. Let's flow together. Drop an emoji along with your answers. What are the two things you have learned from this session? I've learned a lot too, so I'll be dropping mine as well. So I'd like to know that I'm not alone. Yes, I'm not alone on this platform right now. The information was too much. Oh, great, great. Okay, I can see Imole. Imole just typed in here. Imole said, "I have learned that." Imole said, "I have that it is vital." Yeah, Imola said, I have learned that it is vital I build my portfolio now and I should prioritize quality over quantity. Absolutely, Imola. To be honest, as you go in your career, grow as a techie, you will always be having new projects. So it's best to be adding your old project because one day you realize that there's a project you did when you are going through your portfolio and you just be like, so I did something like this. Yeah, it reminds you and it helps you actually track your growth from where you started to where you have come through, like to where you are right now. Okay, depending on how far you have gone. Okay, I can see here, by everyone smiles in okay but everyone smells in the same language. So she's saying branding is important and making sure that your skills come across clearly is and making sure that your skill come across clearly. So I really don't understand. Okay, saying branding is important and making sure that your skills come across clearly so that the recruiter is able to know that you are exactly what they are looking for. Absolutely, branding is important. As honestly, like you'd say, like Daphne mentioned, she said have a consistent name that cuts across all your social media. It's not like when a recruiter is looking for you on LinkedIn and your name on LinkedIn is different from your name on Facebook. They are saying Sugar Baby 102 and your name on LinkedIn is Chidera Okafor, for example. Yes, so definitely you need to have a consistent branding. I really love what you learned here, and definitely we are all going to be taking note of that. Okay, I'm seeing here Mercy Kolawole is saying that the first thing she learned is that a portfolio is as important as a resume to land the dream job. Absolutely, you would like when if you have gone through job search, you realize that some employees or some recruiters will tell you to put a link or of your portfolio, right? Some will not even ask you for your they will just tell you answer two questions and put a link of your portfolio, right? So it's very important. She said second thing she learned is a properly written portfolio will help recruiters give you a chance. Yes. And I need to sell my skills more. Absolutely. I love this. I love this. It means that we are all following, we are all catching up. Yes, definitely. Um the next person here we have Teresia. Okay, Teresia said a portfolio showcases what you have done and basically tells clients how they benefit from hiring you. Yes, a portfolio is or it shows what you have done. Absolutely. We're saying Kende. Kende says here that I learned that hi Shire. So Kende says here in this her point she said I learned the important. Oh, okay. I learned that it's important to add projects and achievements to portfolio. I had always think I had always thought I can't add the works I've done as a volunteer, but I know better now. Okay. I'm sorry I had to paraphrase that because it was hard to read. But yes, it is important to showcase what you have done. Whether you volunteered, whether you intend, whatever it is, whether you assisted somebody's projects, as long as you are in the project, add it to your work and then sell the skills you offered. All right, sell yourself. If all you did on that project is to direct, sell your direction or your leadership skills. All right. Okay. Dabi is saying the aspect. Okay, Dabi is saying that the aspect of having a short and a longer about me, right? Okay, she learns the aspect of having a short and a longer about me. That's awesome. And she's also saying that a portfolio should focus on what you have done, your projects. Yes, we are all saying the same thing. A portfolio definitely should focus on what you have done, right? Okay, so we're just going to be throwing another question in the mix, okay? While we are still you are still thinking about what we have learned and we are still sharing about what we have learned, right? The second question is going to be, when was the last time you tried something for the first time and what was it? Some of you are going to be trying this portfolio writing for the first time, okay? So just think about something you did for the first time before and what was it? Okay, so um okay, Rita is saying that portfolio is quite different from resumes. Yes, portfolio is quite different from resumes. Uh, okay, so Eda Moses is saying that what I learned is a resume introduces who you are professionally, but a portfolio tells people how you can actually get the job done. Wow, this is powerful. It shows how potential you are. Absolutely, like this is powerful. So a resume takes you in, but a portfolio makes sure they see that you are the qualified person for the job. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we are still answering the second question as well. I'm seeing Chinenyem. Chinenyem is saying that I didn't know that I could create a non-code portfolio website for free until this workshop. Absolutely, yes. Me too. Well, I kind of knew, but not this platform. Okay. And Chini is also saying, I tried Notion for the first time last week. Absolutely. Okay, she's answering the second question. Congratulations for trying Notion for the first time. Sometimes when I go on Notion, I kind of like not understand what's going on there. But I'm happy for you. Definitely, I'm happy for you. Okay. We are seeing Imole. Imole said, I tried shooting content for Instagram for the first time last week. And even though it was a bit nerve wracking, I had fun and got engagement. Please, can we put our heads together for Imole? This is awesome. This is awesome. You don't know how scary it is sometimes to stand in front of the camera. But Imole, congratulations. This is awesome. This is awesome. I really love that. And you also got engagement. Congratulations. We are happy for you. Okay, well, Uche also added here. She said, I learned that a portfolio is a tool that tells your professional story and impress potential clients. Yes, definitely. That as well. That as well is should do for you and what it is. Okay, ladies, we are still waiting. I'm still waiting for more of your comments. Share what you learned for the first time. Um, okay, for the first time last week or this week actually actually booked a flight. All right. I tried booking. No, I didn't actually, but I tried booking a flight for the first time. So that's the first thing. One of the first thing I like. One thing that I tried for the first time that I did not know how to do. I ended up not booking it though, but I tried booking it. So yeah, I'm also sharing my. We are all learning in this journey. Okay, I'm seeing Rachel said I will be able to rewatch the session. Okay, she's asking if she'll be able to rewatch this session. Yeah, I think you can. Well, just go on our She Code Africa YouTube page and you'll see all the videos there as well. Okay, Ayomiko is saying I played what? Django. I played Django for the first time at a New Year's Eve's party in December, and shockingly, I won every round. So Django, I'm guessing Django is a game, or Django is a game. Wow. I'm not sure this one is beginner's luck. I think you actually had it in you. You did not realize. Wow, well done. I don't want to play against you. I think I'm going to lose, but I don't know the game. But maybe I would win you. But yeah, wow, congratulations. That's wonderful. Eva here is saying that I personally don't like the first times. Oh, you don't like things you did the first time. Okay, you are mostly not okay, Sheila, you're mostly not in control of the situation. You might get embarrassed. I don't want my first times to be showcased. Eda. So now let's look at this. You are going to be creating a portfolio, right? You're going to be creating a portfolio after this workshop. If you don't have it before, then what do you think you'll be doing in the portfolio? You'll be you'll be creating the portfolio for the first time. Okay, so yeah, you have to embrace the cringiness, embrace the discomfort, embrace every single thing that comes with it, and definitely as you go on, you get the hang of it and it becomes more and more easy. So Uche Igwe is saying that I also learned that your portfolio should be user friendly, yes, and well structured. Like Daphne said, she said your portfolio should also be easy to read. Like when a and also the for those that are code techies, you should also have the code easy to access, right? You should also have the code easy to access. So definitely you have to make it user friendly and easy to read, easy to identify. Things are just there clear before everyone. Okay. Wow, that's wonderful. Lucky said tried a new fish recipe for the first time and it came out really well. Ah, wow, Lucky, and you did not invite us. You did not even invite us to come and join, but we're happy for you and happy that the fish came out well. Okay. Um. Or Chisom is saying that I tried making yogurt for the first time last week. Let's just say I will be sticking to. I will be sticking to what? I will be sticking to on self brands for now. Mm. Do you mean you'll be sticking to your brands or you'll be sticking to shelf brands like those ones they sell? But I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it was that bad. Was it? Was it? But we're happy you tried at least. Some of us don't even try, but we are happy you tried. Well done. Lucky. It's okay. Edna is saying, Lucky, are you wait, are you who make it right the first time? Oh wow. Yeah, I think some of us are like that. I totally understand, Lucky. Rita is saying I tried creating a portfolio on I'm guessing that is Figma about a week ago. It didn't go as expected. Wow. But I guess after this workshop, it definitely will go as expected. Okay, so ladies, thank you so much for this session. I'm sure we all decompressed and we are ready and we are very much ready for the next session that we'll be going into. Remember, Daphne said this next session is going to be the practical session. So I'm sure you have opened the next tab. I'm sure you have signed into Notion and set up already. So now we are going to be going proper into the activities and how we are going to be seeing the portfolio being done step by step. Okay, ladies? All right. So I will be calling back Ija Daphne, our facilitator, to take over from me. Thank you so much. Hi, Daphne.
Hi everyone. So now I'm going to be walking you through on how to build your portfolio on Notion using a template. So first things first, I'm just going to say, let me share you this link. Let me share this link so that we could walk through together. I don't know, can like one of the organizers send it? I can't send it for some weird reason. Please let's just go to this template link. Is anybody there already? Anyways, please sign. Okay, I'm going to assume everybody has signed up. And please, I'm waiting for everyone to access the link so that we can like get into practice. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I'm going to share this other page. Oh, I don't think links can be posted on YouTube now that I think of it. But there's a link to like there's a link to the free templates that we are going to be using. And I was really hoping. Let me see if I can like let me see if I can like break it. Maybe it's going to send. Still can't send. But anyways, I'm just going to walk you through. So these are like various templates, portfolio templates on Notion, especially for someone without a design like background. If you're a designer, you can like easily just create your template because you have like the design mind. But for someone who is just like trying to quickly like come up with a template. Like for me, even when I was like starting out, I didn't even have like a portfolio, so I had to use a template. I even quite remember I was trying to like apply for this internship role at UNICEF, and like to apply for like UN organizations, it's so long, like so many fields for you to fill, and I really do not want to like I do not want anything to come up and it reduces my chances of like getting in, and I do not want anybody to have like a higher edge than me. So I had to like rush and do a portfolio website in like 1 week. So with my limited skills, I was able to like I did not use Notion because I didn't know about Notion back then, but I used GitHub pages, which we might just like go through it if we have time. I use GitHub pages and Jekyll. It's a static site. It's used to build static websites. It works very well with GitHub pages. So I used it and I was able to like easily come up with a portfolio website, and I like submitted and luck. I don't know if I was I don't think I was lucky. I mean, like I put in so much work to get in that job, but I was happy to end up getting the job. So who knows? Maybe it was my portfolio, maybe it was my resume, maybe it was my experience. We never know, but you just have to make sure you have everything so that there's really not going to be a situation where anybody was like having an edge more than you. So that you know if you got rejected or you didn't get this opportunity, it's just probably because it was not meant for you, not probably because you missed something. So let's just go with this first one, get templates. And it has gone to another page, and I'll have to stop sharing my screen and share this other page now. Just give it a sec. Let's like duplicate that template and we can start working. All right. Select for private use. All right. So you can really just like see a template, and we already know what a template right is, right? Like it's like a pre-made website where you can just like with placeholder text where you can just like include your information. This one is pretty simple, pretty basic. Like I'm not even sure we are going to spend too much time here, but you can see there's an about, there's a work for the various projects. It's a one-page website from what I can see in these templates. It's a one-page website. So if you can have like say you're a woman, everybody is a woman, so say you want to use this template, you might have to look for like let's say an illustration of a woman with a laptop. I don't know if Gemini can like, let me just ask Gemini to like come up with one so that we can use it here. If you can be working on your computer while I'm working, it's going to be great. For some weird reason, Gemini is not generating images. Let me just ask Google. It doesn't even really even have to be an illustration. You can even like on my portfolio, which is currently down, I had like just my picture. If somebody even needs to download my picture, they could just easily go there and download my picture. So let me just save this image that I've gotten. So you simply just have to like come here and they say yeah, replace. So you just like upload from your computer. So like the text is already there. It's just like so you then you just like increase it. You can increase the size. It's not like the best image, but I think you get the point. And I think I need to like okay, I cannot move it, but get the whole gist of it. So now I can just be like yeah. And now you could like remember when I said you could like have a short and a long about, right? So you could just like include like the short about you, so that like when somebody just visits the website and like this is like the first view they are seeing, at least they can just like get like general info about you, like nothing too much. Then maybe like later, if they want to like really read more about you, they could go to like your about you page or your about you section. So I can just like put here. It's a very simple portfolio website. Let me just get a copy of that. Um, this might even be too long, so I'll just like take a tiny bit of it and just include it here because I know. In fact, let me just write. I'm just assuming that we are writing together. So while I'm like figuring out what to write there, I'm guessing everyone else is figuring out what to write there. So let me just like oops. So let's edit this about text. Right. We're just going to leave that there. So now here we could like edit this, like this is a link to like you could add your like a link to your Google Drive here to download this resume. So you just simply have to come here and then you like just include a link here. Right. You can be like download resume or be like get resume or whatever. But download makes more sense so that they know what they are doing. Like yeah. So if you have a link to your resume, I even always advise like you should have like an updated link of your resume on your Google Drive because there are also times where you not upload your resume, but they might just request for like a link to your resume. So if like on my portfolio website, I had a special page for my resume where I basically just like designed a very nice page of my resume. It was just like a resume, like it was like a resume, but it was just like a web page. So I had that link. So in situations like this, I could just like go to either developer.com/resume and send the link, or I could just upload my resume on Google Drive and send a link. So there is that option as well. So if you're looking to build your portfolio website, you could use any of those methods. But in this situation, since you probably don't have like a page where your resume is, you could just like upload your resume on Google Drive and make sure when you upload your resume, make sure that you've set the permissions to allow anybody with the link access it, because you might upload it and it's only you that has access to it, and you think you've shared the link to your resume when actually nobody can see it, and that's not going to be great. So always make sure that when you're working with Google Drive and you're sharing stuff, make sure you always enable permissions to be like seen by, make sure that it can be viewed by anyone with access to that link. So yeah, so you can edit that part. And so for me, I'm a software engineer and community manager. So I might just have to be like let's say web development. More of an app developer now, but when I was starting out in my career, I was like web development. I'm now shifting towards mobile app development now. So I'll just put this here. I'm going to put mobile app development. And here I'm going to like put community. So community management. So I can be like um organize events, organize events, yeah. For now I'm just going to have that. Let me not take too much time. Yeah, yeah, I'll just leave this. Mobile apps. Like your portfolio website is something you should really think about the content. It's really not something that you can like just wake up one day and you can still wake up one day and do it in a day, but it's something you should take your time to think about what you really want to be on your website. Think about yourself, like if you're a web developer, if you're a designer, think about those things you want to put on your portfolio about you. If you're using a template, know it's someone else's work, right? So you might have to like work according to what you see. Like me now, I have to come here, though you can like customize, like you can come here, say I want to like add a heading for maybe something else. I can add it here, right? Like skills. I can come and put my skills here, and then I go down and how I want my skills to look like. That's my question now. I'm not a designer, so mess this website up, but for the purpose of this. Oh, and there's a very interesting feature that I saw here. Like you can ask AI to write for you. So I can just simply be like um write out a list of my skills in usually your skills you want to include like um if you're a developer, you want to include like the languages you use, like programming languages, and then you can go to like technologies. I like to separate them. Though some people mix it, but I like to separate language from technology. So I can be like Python, JavaScript, Kotlin, that, and then for technologies, I can be like Flutter, React, Android, stuff like that. And then sometimes I also like to add tools because I use Linux. Like those tools we use for designers, again, it's really about what you want to put out there about yourself, how you organize stuff. So you have to look within, you have to really think about it. And and also like for designers, I think it's really cool to be a designer because like there's just a way they always do their things and their website just come out really beautiful. So when I was coming up with my portfolio, when I wanted to come up with my portfolio website, I had to hit up my friend who happens to be a designer. I actually paid him to like come up with a very beautiful design of my. I really wish he was live. I would have like shared it like either developer.com. It's just recently I found out like it's no longer live. So I had to like work on that. But my website was really beautiful. Like I had to pay my friend to like design it for me. So I'm guessing in this like in the viewers here, they are like designers and you're developers. So as a designer, you could like help design your friend's personal website and you could add that website to your portfolio. And now your friend is going to now build her website. And as a designer, since you're designing your friend's website, you could ask your friend to build your website. So, like I said, scratch my back, I scratch yours. So you could do that. So yeah, I will just ask you to like list my skills in let me just put few Python, JavaScript, alright, React, TypeScript, Flutter. Also, right, one thing I also say is like don't try to like put too much skills, like put like like 15 programming language. Like that's just too much. Like it's going to make recruiters look at you like you are really confused. I don't know what you're doing. So if you're like into web or software engineering, make sure like when you like put those languages or like those things that you know that you are really skilled in them. You might have played with other programming language, written hello world in them and stuff, but if you've not like built projects with something, it's advisable for you to not like include it like you are skilled in it. So don't put too if you see like if you feel like don't put too much, like don't try to show that you know everything. That's what I'm scared of. But if you know everything, you can put it, but I'm just saying like you should like really show that you have focus, right? You have some level of mastery of certain things. So if you go and put 20 programming languages, that's just like when did you even learn up to 20 programming languages? Like even there are like senior engineers out there who don't know 20 languages. So in as much as I'm talking to engineers now, in as much as an engineer, it's great to diversify and stuff, but to an extent you should have focus, right? You should have focus. And I'm talking especially in your resume, maybe portfolio, you could like really show lots about you. But for something like your resume, like try to tailor your resume as much as possible for a role. So if you do find out that your resume is screaming, it's like if you find out that like you're applying for like let's say you're a designer who happens to be a software engineer, right? You're applying for a software engineering role. Please, if possible, try to have a software engineering um resume. And if you're applying for a design, we'll have a design resume. So that way when you're listing out your skills like makes sense. It's not like there's too much going on, but they cannot really pinpoint which part is your strength. Just saying. So I'll just ask you to write a list of my skills, and I think it's going to be able to generate a list of my skills. So I could just like have them like this. Oops, what have I done? All right. So you can drag it with okay. But I'll just leave this here. Oh my god, I've made a mistake. Nope, it's not a mistake. I thought I'm still up here. All right, it's fine. So I've just asked you to generate like a list of like my skills, and there are many other things you can ask it to do, right? Like you can include a table here, like again, it's really about how you want to like structure your work, how you want things to look like. So if you don't like the template, you can customize it to your taste. Like there is no part for skills, right? You can do that. So you can even ask like when I was even looking for those illustrations, I should have even asked it to like generate like an image. I should have just easily asked it here instead of me. But you get to really see like or even like for this, I could have even asked for like a button, even though like there'll be no point for me to have a button because a button should like click to somewhere, but it would have looked nicer if it was a button. In my head, that's what I feel like. So yeah. So now you can see this is a about section. Remember that in your website you can see like there's a about a work a contact. So when you click, it's going to come to this about section here. So this part is like a much longer description. So let me just copy the longer version. It's not that long, but whatever. I'm just going to copy it and include it here. Like in my original portfolio website, it was really long. Like it was a page dedicated to my about me. It was not like that long, but I had a lot to say about myself. It was like me selling myself. Like I'm really awesome. You should check me out. You should hire me. Like that's what it was screaming. So it really depends on how you want to put yourself out there. So and now to like the most important part. A designer would be screaming and need they see this because it looks so horrible, especially with what I've added here, but it was just for purpose of learning. So please, if you're a designer, don't be mad. Don't be mad at me. So yeah, for your works, so like I said, you want to like select your most quality projects before you like think about your most quality projects. Get a screenshot if possible of like um screenshot of like the homepage or this I don't know like screenshot of it, right? Something beautiful that you can like put it here. So again, you simply just have to come and like hit replace. I don't have a screenshot of it. You have to come now here and like Oops, I don't want to add any. I don't want to add another one. But you come here and you edit, right? You can edit this part. Even here, you can edit the tags. So you can think about, like, let's say it, like I said, I'm getting into mobile. I'm like shifting towards mobile app development now. So I develop an Android app. I could come here and include the tag, right? I can include a tag here, Android, mobile, um, Kotlin. Like I can just like include those text to show those things that I use or what it's about. And then now I built a website, a web application, like let's say something e-commerce. I include like the web page here, like a screenshot, and then now I'll be like web development, e-commerce, like you can just include tags, right? Like that specify it. Again, it's really about you and how you want to put things here, put things out there. For some people, it might just be like the way I did this, right? You can just be like a list of all your projects, and then embedded in each text embedded in it is like a link to the portfolio. But some people, they'll do theirs differently. Then you can, I don't know if in this portfolio you can click it and go there, but in some other portfolios you can like I think I okay, you can even see here project link, right? You can edit it and embed the link to like the project, like on GitHub. If you're like a developer, you want to like show more of your code, you can also come to the side here and just like, let me see. Okay, you can come here and be like project link, and then I can just be like demo, and then um I embed the link. This is a part here to include the link. So I can just, let me just put google.com for now. Then you can even change the color. So about this is you really have to like go exploring. Like let me just take orange. It's just about you exploring this. Like you can't like learn it all in a single day. But you have to have a design in mind, or if you're using a template, you just like edit it to your taste. So that's just simply it. Great. So yeah. Then it's like the extended version of it. Like if you click, I want to see more details about it, it comes here. All right. Then we now scroll down. You can still customize this, change the illustrations. So when if you're using a template, when you come to like the template, you should just try to observe and look at those things you might need. You might need to replace this or some of the images to something that might suit you. Because you're using a template does not mean it has to be exactly like the template. You could like customize it to your taste. And to get in touch, remember, never forget your contact information. It's very, very important. Like you can include your number. If you don't want to include your number, you can just remove it. But you can include a number if you have one and you are cool with crypto. Because some people might visit your website, just there are some websites that, I mean, there are some individuals that like crawl that crawlers, right, that try to grab phone numbers, email addresses to spam with advertisements and scams and stuff. So you should be very careful when you're like putting your number out there, especially if it's a number that is like really personal. So if you really want to put a number out there, make sure that it's a number that they can't like, you can just easily lose, right? And the number is not like linked to your bank account information or like anything sensitive. So be very careful. Also, same with your email address. Like I just had a different email address like for this, so that if anybody is like scrolling the website to like spam me, though I think email is cool, like email is cool, but number, be very careful. So I can instead decide to put, but like what would be more important to me is my GitHub. You can also decide to put like your LinkedIn. You can include your LinkedIn, then your location. You can include your location as well. So Yeah, like this is just a simple portfolio website. And let me just be like, say I wanted to put like let um what should I do? What should I add? I want to add something. Okay. Let me come in. Let me duplicate this. Let me just duplicate it there. So let me just say I want to include a block. Let me do this. Hmm. There is this way you have to make it to like go to another page. See that I've forgotten. Make it gray. Okay, turn it into a page. No, not deep, not like we like do that. Great, all right. I was able to turn into a page such that when you like go slash portfolio. I've done this before, I thought I had forgotten. Right. So now say you have a blog website and you might want to have like a list of like your different blog posts, right? Or like even like another page, like remember when I said I had a special page for my resume and stuff. So yeah, like it's just like like I said, right? You can't like learn it all in a day, but you can just see that you can just get a template. You don't have to customize it. Like you just need to look for a template that will work for you. You don't have to do mess it up the way I've messed it up like this. Like you just need to like add your touches there, and especially if you're not a developer, you're not a designer, you don't want to stress yourself. Just look for like a perfect template where you could just pass the information you want to pass there, publish it, have a link that you can share, like you can add in your resume, you can share on like your socials, you can like if anybody asks for your portfolio, you confidently submit it. Like as long as you have something that works, that's just perfect. So when you're done, right, you can just be like share, and there's this part to publish here. So you be like publish to the web, and this your link is already live. So view site. Let me stop sharing my screen again so I can share the live website. This I have so many tabs open. Which one is it even? Is it this one? All right, is this one. So you can even see that it's already live. I don't think I can share the link again on YouTube. I really don't think. Oh, I said I can't share like my portfolio. It's either my actual portfolio is either developer.com, but it's not live now. Maybe if you go to there is this website, Internet Archive, where you can like check websites. You can go back in the past. Like if you go back 6 months, you see my website. But for some months now, it has not been live, and I just found out recently, and it was really cute. Let me just see if I can share this website that is currently live so you can see it. We have YouTube will let it, but once you like hit share, and it's going to like make a live version of your website. once you like publish it. So that's basically it about Notion. So I'm guessing everyone here gets like a feel of how it is to like use Notion. I'm not like an expert in Notion, but I've used it before. And if you really want to like quickly like whip up a portfolio, I would highly recommend you use something like Notion, especially if you are not like a developer, you can't code, right? But if you can code, you can, but you're not like, if you can code and you want to like do something really fast, there's also the other alternative, which is GitHub pages. So I'll just like quickly like go to my GitHub and like just show you how to like create one on GitHub as well. So when you go on GitHub, right? Um, say you want to create like a website, your portfolio website, create a new repository. There are two ways actually. It's actually one way, but that I'll first of all say there are two ways. So ideally, when you want to like create a GitHub page, right? You use your username. So my username on GitHub is either developer. So come here, either developer.github up.io. Like that's like the default. That's like if you when you like create like when you create this repository, right, automatically GitHub is going to create you a custom domain name, right? A custom URL, which will be like your username.github.io. I cannot create it again because I created it before, so it already exists. Like early in my career, this is like the first portfolio website I had of myself before I like made like the actual one where I self-hosted it, and I kind of like linked this GitHub owns to that one, so that like because that website I did not really like it and it was still live, so I did not want to have like two websites about me. So I just made sure that if somebody goes here, it's going to redirect to like either developer.com. So you can even still like go here, but if you notice, if you type this right, after some time it's going to redirect to like either developer.com, which is currently down. So you can create a repo like your username.github.io, right? And it's going to be like a repo is like a project, right? Going to be like you have a folder and you can just like build like static websites there. By static, you know what a static website is, right? Like data doesn't really change, like there's really no like serious database, or I cannot like people cannot like create accounts and interact and things just change like something like Twitter. With a static website, the information is just there. Like it loads like the static HTML, the static CSS that doesn't change. So GitHub pages is really cool for like static websites like that. So since this one is already in use, we are not going to use it. So we are just going to like use the other way. So with the other way, you can just like create like any project that you want to create on GitHub. So let me just be like test portfolio yes, and test portfolio website. So yes, let's add a readme, and we are just simply going to create the repo. So it's a folder, right? So if you're familiar with GitHub, you just have to come here, clone it, right? When you clone it on, you copy the link, right? And when you clone it on your like local computer, I'm going to clone it. You're not going to see when I'm going to clone it, but I'm going to clone it and just like I got some HTML and CSS online, so I'm just going to quickly insert that so that we save time. So I'm going to clone it and then add the files there. So that will it's already cloned. So now I'm just simply going to simply going to copy it. Okay. I'm about to push it to GitHub now. By the way, like the engineers here, like the software people, I'm hoping they are familiar with Git and GitHub, right? Because this is really going to be important. So if you're not really familiar with it, I really highly recommend you like get your hands dirty with it, like build projects and make sure you're tracking them with Git and pushing them to GitHub because as like an engineer, your GitHub is like the best proof, like the best place to show off your work. Like there are some people who just have GitHub, they don't even have like a portfolio website with resume. I think that's for people that are very experienced and they know what they are doing. But like I'm just saying, like if you're not familiar with GitHub, please I really highly recommend you get familiar with it. So we are going to push it now. Git push. All right, we have pushed like the code from locally. All right, so it's like remember when we created, right? Like it was just like the readme. So you can just now go and add your index.html. It's just simple, like you just add your simple index.html file, like with the structure of your website. You add your css. It uses custom and bootstrap. Like you just like treat it like any normal website that you're going to build. I mean, that's for like the developers, right? And then now once you have your html, now you can like host it. You can like now go now to settings now to host it. And you have to come and click here on pages, right? And then you hit GitHub actions and wait, let me first come here. Deploy from branch. And when you all right, it's ready set to main. Great. GitHub actions. You should be able to see your link, your custom link somewhere. So this is just like you're adding like the GitHub workflows, like it's continuous integration such that you're just adding this so that when you make any change, right? Like let's say I'm going to go to it and I'm going to show you. It's just such that when you make any change, it's going to automatically reflect on the live website. So it's also like part of GitHub pages. Like once you like set it for GitHub pages, it's going to like do that. So let's go back here. So pages. So once it is live, right, it's going to remember that I told you that there are two ways you can build it, right? Like just building, like inputting either developer.github.io, or you just like go and write the repo name, like you create a new repository with whatever name it is. But you know that whatever name your repo is going to be your username.github.io slash whatever that name is. So if I now go here now, In fact, I'll just copy this. I'll copy the link. I don't want to stop sharing my screen and reshare again. I'm going to copy this link. I think it needs to take like some seconds to load, to like reflect, but I think it's faster now. So you just see, right? Like this is it. So by the way, I just copied it. I just had to edit this first part, but this is just basically it. So for developers, at least compared to like no code platforms, for developers, you have like more control. You have like more control, right? And with GitHub pages, there are like so many tools you can like use alongside like building static applications for GitHub. Like if you remember when, let me go back and show you. There's a part where they mentioned, I'm not even seeing it again. There's a part where they mentioned like you should integrate with Jekyll. It's no more here. But um Jekyll is like a static site generator. It helps you like build documentation websites or websites where you want to write. Like if you are small and want to write blog posts, you can explore Hugo as well. There's Hugo. You just simply have to like build create a repo like this, download Hugo, like set up your computer, and then now it has many beautiful themes. Themes are like templates as well. Like you don't even have to do the design work. But for designers, like I said, designers are cool because like whatever they want, you can come up with it. But for developers, you might still like need help of a designer and stuff. So yeah, so you can just come to like portfolio, that templates of different portfolios, and you can see how beautiful they are. You can just like I can just pick this one, like it's what I want. And the code is even like it's code, right? It's actual code, right? So you can download it and then you add it to your project. It's a whole other tutorial of its own, but you should explore Hugo, especially for somebody that wants to do minimal development work or wants to build a like a documentation site. And there's also Jekyll. There's Jekyll as well. Also a static site generator, and its engine is like Hugo's engine is it's using like Go and it's using Go. It was built with Go. With Jekyll, I've even forgotten. Jekyll was built with Ruby, yes. But you don't even have to know Go. You don't have to know Ruby. That's the fun part about it. Jekyll has its own syntax that I mean Hugo has a syntax you have to learn, but it's really not that complicated. Like if you know programming, you're going to like grasp the syntax very easily. But these are just some cool tools that you should explore using. Like you should explore them, especially if you want your work to be faster and you don't want to have too much repetition. So you should also like check out Jekyll. Like my first portfolio website, I built it using Jekyll. I can also see other projects or other like websites that people have built with it. So if you're like building a website like for your especially like a portfolio website where there's really not too much going on, right? You could explore like you can like build it from scratch. It's cool, like it adds to your skill. I remember when I like built my portfolio website, like the one that is down. When I built it from scratch, like it was a lot because I like got a designer to design it and it was very original. So it's not like something that you see anywhere. So I did lots of work on it, and that was like a whole. I added it on my portfolio as a project. Like this website is one of the projects. Not even kidding. So if it's like like I said, if you're not doing like serious, if it's not like I don't know how to put it into words, but you should like really consider like these other tools, especially if like you just will need something to like show yourself that you're not trying to be creative or anything. You want something that looks good that you can like show off. You should consider using these tools. So yeah, that's like pretty much it about like my the little workshop about like building. Let me go to my slides. That's it about like the practical session. So yeah, that's pretty much it about like the practical session on how to like build your portfolio website. So thank you very much for having me on this call. I appreciate the Chicola Africa team for having me here because it also gave me time to like reflect on my life and think about like just think about things. So and thank everyone for making it to this call. And I'm really, really hoping that you do amazing stuff, you get what you're looking for, and you really grow in your career. So thank you once more, and I'm going to take your questions.
Thank you so much, Ida. That was a fantastic session. I didn't see you drink water throughout this session. I'm surprised you are still able to talk. So thank you. So I'm just going to see if there are any questions we've not taken, and then we can go ahead from there. Okay, someone is asking how they can access the portfolio template.
I tried sending like even just the links to the various templates. I can't share it, but if the slides are going to be shared, the links are in the slides, like the various links. So it's just if they have access to the slide, or the organizers could just get the links from there and like send it to you in like the public chat.
Okay, I think that's something we can do. I think that's something we can do.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's any other question. Okay, yeah, someone was saying that maybe we're not on the same version as you because what they're seeing is different from what you're displaying.
I'm guessing it's because they didn't like get the link to the various templates and they could not like select the template that I was using. So that's really the problem. But the links are going to be shared with you, so don't worry. But you could still like just explore like the entire interface of Notion, like or maybe even try building like your portfolio from scratch. Who knows? Like you should challenge yourself, but they are going to share the links, don't worry.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other question? Okay, I don't think we do. I don't think we have any other question. So thank you again, Ida. Thank you for taking this session. It was insightful, and I'm sure it will help many people get a head start in their career and job seeking process. So everyone, you can connect with Ida on Twitter at. Okay, so I can see Ida Developer.
Yeah.
Okay, it's on the screen. Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
LinkedIn? Your
It's Ida
LinkedIn is the same.
Delphine. The username is the same, but yeah, but my name is Ida Delphine everywhere. So, but that's my username like everywhere. So,
Okay, great. So let's all try. If you want to follow Ida's journey, you can connect with her on LinkedIn and on Twitter, and I'm sure she will be expecting your connection requests. um,
um,
yeah. So thank you everyone for attending. Shout out to Shayo in the backstage for putting this together. Shout out to Trust. Thank you for such a beautiful icebreaker session. Thank you again, Ida. Thank you everyone for attending from both the Academy and Glory Google program. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a great weekend ahead. Yeah, bye. Thanks, everyone.
okay. Bye, everyone.